Obviously there's a story going on right now. A lot of public sector unions in this province are in negotiations with the government, and there have been pickets, and, it's not looking good, although I think the last time we brought this up, it seems the government at least is saying, maybe one thing and doing another, but saying they'd like to have this resolved sooner rather than later. The other issue here, and I had no idea of this, is the fact we're finding out that there have been record departures from the public service in Quebec.
What do you know, huh?
Kind of interesting,
Why?
given the fact that, we know there's so many people here working in the public service. I didn't know there were so many people leaving. Christian Daigle is General President of the SFPQ Union, the Quebec Public and Parapublic Service Union here in Quebec. He's on the line right now. Christian, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let me ask the question, though, because this kind of comes as news, at least to us. We didn't think this was as big a problem as it is. So, when did this start happening, and how serious is it?
Oh, it's very serious, and it started a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, we started to see that people were voluntary. There was some voluntary departure because the offer in other sector, like municipal sector, federal, where the condition of work was better there, and even the private sector at some level. They have better conditions of work than they have in the public sector for the provincial government. So we've been saying it to journalists, saying it to the government, saying it to our employer. We've been saying it for a couple of years, and the condition has not changed. So right now, that's the problem that the report is giving us.
It's so interesting because it goes kind of contrary to what we've always been led to believe about civil servant positions, right? Is that they are kind of good, cushy jobs with great benefits and that you will want to spend your entire life there and never look back. I'm curious about what the actual rate of departure is, Christian, and also just how much age comes into play here. Is this a question of, to some degree, people just getting older and fed up?
Some of them may change at an older age, but what we see is the younger people. The younger people are coming in, they don't stay. They come for a couple of years and then they leave because they got the experience and then they have better offers from elsewhere. The older people may be inclined to stay a little bit more because they have the pension fund and they've been putting money in it for many years. So right now, some other people may want to stay because they only have a couple of years left before their pension, so they're not inclined to go elsewhere.
So I understand that part. I'm just wondering, you're describing a situation here, of course, I think the first thing we think is, wow, this is the same situation we have with nurses, for example, in the province, right? You work in the public sector. It's so hard. You go to the private sector, better conditions, better pay. You're seeing this across the board.
Exactly. It's the same thing for Ontario. It's the same thing for the federal government, for the municipal government. Everywhere we look with the public sector, it's always better condition in the municipal, federal, or in Ontario. So that's why people are leaving our workplace to go at these places. Even with the private sector, some local jobs, the specific jobs, they are more paid, like the manpower in Ministère des Transports du Québec, the Justice Department. There's other places like that where the private sector is paying more than for the same job as ours in the provincial government.
Let's talk a little bit more specifically about the conditions. And again, I'm going to come back to the fact that we've always kind of believed that working for the government is the best conditions. So what are the complaints here, and what are the reasons people are finding the conditions to be unfavorable, if you will?
Well, the condition is that the job itself has increased a lot. There's many more files to do. Also, people who are hired as inspector, they're not doing any inspection right now, or not as much as they used to, because since they don't have any people to help them with the paperwork, they have to do the paperwork. So they're not on the site doing their job as inspector, but they're in the office doing paperwork. So that's one problem, that people don't find themselves in the job that they're applying for. Other thing, there's the condition, the salary. The salary in some workplace are 30 or 40% higher in the private sector or in the municipal sector.
Whoa.
Exactly. Well, that's what I said also when I was with the the numbers there. And people who are techniciens en travaux publics, I don't know how to say it in English, but they're the one working with the engineers on the roads and all that stuff. So in the private sector, they're paid more like 30% more. People who are working at Sûreté du Québec, the people that you call when you call the 4141 on the road, they're with Sûreté du Québec. The equivalent at the 911 call center are paid a lot more. So people are leaving for the municipal 911 call center than staying at Sûreté du Québec.
How does this problem get solved? I'm curious, Christian.
Well, right now we're in negotiation right now, and we want the employer to acknowledge this problem and to upgrade our condition. If we can upgrade the condition, we're going to be able to retain the people that are already there and have more people coming in to give people service to the public, because we're public services. We are on the front line with the population there. The problem that we have in the Justice Department, the Ministry of Justice, right now are extremely dangerous because they're taking people from the civil court to put in the criminal court because they don't have enough people. And with the the arrêt Jordan, then they may have some problem in a couple of months, couple of weeks, where they not going to be able to process or to have someone, and they have to let go some murder. Or some cases that are very important, and people who got injured or got problem with that. So that's the main problem is that the public services are at the limit right now. We don't have enough people to do as what we're supposed to. So we're really trying to find people coming in, but they don't stay. The conditions are not there, and it's on the table right now at the negotiation.
But this does not seem like that hard of a problem to
really?
fix.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Jordan ruling situation is just that I cannot imagine that this has been allowed to go on and continues to go on. Do you have a sense that the government is listening and that a deal is in the future?
The government is listening, but they don't want to put any money on the table. They're listening and they're saying, "Oh, it's on the organization of workplace. We're going to change the organization, and then it's going to be all better." It's not better because it's the salary. It's the basic condition of the employee that are needed and need to be changed. It's not only the workplace that needs to be changed. It's the basic with the condition of the salary condition there, and they're not listening on that part. So and maybe education and the healthcare are more on the front line than us in the public services, but we are as important as the other two sectors that they are. So,
well, listen, we wish you luck. As I said, I know a lot of public sector unions are having a same or similar problem with the provincial government now. It's all coming to head at the same time. So, Christian, thank you for your time. Appreciate it today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay, there you go. So, public sector. Look, I don't know how this is solved, by the way, and I know that they keep bringing up the issue. I saw one of the picketers, I guess, over the weekend saying the government gave itself a 30% raise, right? We made a big deal about this provincially, right, at the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing the government's answer to that question is, well, that affects several hundred people, not several thousand people, and we couldn't afford to do it. I guess that's the easy out. But how do you give one union 9% and give another union 3%?
Yeah.
How does that level out?
And expect that they're going to be like, oh, okay.
Thanks so much.
All right, okay. You think that they're worth that? All right.
I don't know. Maybe this is one of the, I don't know. Maybe this is one of the reasons there's a new poll out now showing that CAQ support has actually fallen a bit, the most since they took power the last time around. Maybe this has something to do with it. There are a lot of people in these unions.